Morning and welcome again to another Making Mondays Matter. Trust you all had a good weekend and we are all ready for this new week ahead. For us here in the Caribbean, this is going to be a short week as Friday is Good Friday, which is a public holiday in most of the territories. And I know there are a few of you from other territories who would be seeing this video a little later on in the day, but for my North American friends, I know you'll be at work and very much involved in your Friday activities where you are. This morning, I want to look at the topic of asking. This is like asking a question, asking a favor. In my line of work, as I deal with persons who are seeking to develop themselves professionally or even on a personal level, often I come across individuals who are struggling, who are having difficulties moving forward. And many times, the only, or I could say the main obstacle in their way of moving ahead is that they have failed to ask a question. We all know or heard of stories of persons who get lost on a journey, all because they fail to ask for directions. Sometimes it's out of pride. We don't want persons to know that we don't know. Sometimes it's out of ignorance. We think that we can figure it out all on our own. And sometimes it is just out of what can I say? It is just that we just don't know that we don't know. And in our ignorance, we proceed trying to recreate something that has a problem that has already been solved. That's the point that I'm getting at. This happens a lot, especially with persons who are getting into business, entrepreneurs. They have an idea and they're pursuing it. But the business end of it, they may not necessarily be the most proficient at it. And rather than ask someone, they figure, well, this is my business, I need to figure it out. Or this is my business, I can figure it out. And that's not even the point. Because it is business, and regardless of what type of business it is, someone has thought of the administrative side of things already. And really, it is just about asking rather than trying to recreate it all for yourself. I once had an adult student. She was a single parent. And she was in danger of flunking out of college, all because she didn't ask for help. The interesting thing was when she contacted me as a life coach, she was at her wit's end and wanting someone to help her get direction. And in our very first session, I remember asking her, so who else have you reached out to before you got to this point of contacting me? And she went silent. So I asked her, what her family structure was like. And everything she said sounded relatively positive. So I said to her at that point in time, let's not continue this session at this point in time. First, go speak to one of your family members and see what can happen. The long and short of this story is that the second time she called me, she told me everything was okay, that her mom and her aunt was going to help her over the next year, which is she was at the end of her studies with her young child. And so that was her main concern. But when she called, she figured that she had no help. She figured that no one would be able to assist her going forward. It was her problem to fix. And so she was going to fix it all by herself. So I want us this morning to remember that there is no shame in asking for help. There is no shame in asking for direction. The Bible tells us that we have not because we ask not. So let us sink in a little bit. We are not achieving what we can because we are failing to ask for the assistance that we need. So I want, as we go forward into this week, as we continue on, to be prepared to ask. If there's something that is bothering you, something that you are struggling with or grappling with, seek out persons or a person who may be able to assist. Because you only know that they can or can't help after you've asked. So just ask. That may be the solution to your success. So as we go forward into this week, remember, just ask. So have a great week and see you guys again next week. This is David Hintz of Living Successfully Inc.